Alright guys, today is the day I attempt to start these mowers. The first thing I want to do is take this cover off and look inside the engine and see if I can get it to turn over. Because I'm afraid if the engine is locked up and if I pull too hard on this pull cord that it might break it. And I don't need that to happen. So I'm going to take the cover off and try to spin the engine over to see if it's locked up. I'm going to do the same thing on the other one too. But first, before we start tinkering with these things, I do want to give you a quick little update on the wheel horse. I'll keep it very short. I've done some work to it since the last video I posted about this thing. I actually got the new ignition coils and installed it on here. As you can see, it's right there. Now that the ignition coils are replaced, the thing runs so much better. It's running perfectly. I can go at high throttle now and I can mow anywhere and it won't struggle at all. It'll mow anything down. Well, maybe not anything, but you get what I'm saying. It just runs a whole lot better now. It runs like it should. Now there is still one little issue here, and that is this cover right here is leaking oil. That's not too big of an issue, but I do want to get that fixed soon. But other than that, the wheel horse is good now. There's nothing wrong with it. Alright, back to the abandoned push mowers. I guess I'll start with this one. I decided to take the air filter off of there, and there is a lot of crud built up inside the intake. And when I look under here, the air filter is completely gone. Alright, so I got the cover off of there. Let's try turning this engine over. Oh no. It's locked up. I was kind of expecting that. Let me try turning it with both hands. So, this is probably the stupidest thing I've ever done on this channel, but I'm going to take both of these lawnmowers and put them up against this push mower, take the chain and pull it with the wheel horse to see if I can unseize the engine this way. So needless to say, that didn't work. The wheel horse was actually dragging this mower. It has so much torque that it can drag another lawnmower while pulling against another piece of machinery. And that wasn't even enough to make the engine turn over. The last thing I'm going to try is put in some kind of penetrating oil inside the crankcase and letting it soak like that for a little while. And while that's happening, I guess I'll work on the other one up there. Alright, so I got the engine head off of there, and that does not look good. It's going to be a miracle if we get this thing running. So I've been reading online about how to get a lawnmower engine unseized, and a lot of people are saying to take the spark plug out and spray some penetrating fluid inside the crankcase. So that's what I'm going to try. The only problem is this spark plug. I haven't tried to take that out yet, but I'm sure it's going to be hard. Alright, so I actually got the spark plug out of that engine. It was actually very easy to get out. So now I got it on the wheel horse. Test it out real quick. See if it has any spark, and if it does, we'll use this spark plug. I don't believe it. It still works. So I have the first push mower precariously leaned up against this tree. I sprayed a whole bunch of that penetrating oil in there, hoping that this will unseize the engine. I'll check back on it in a few minutes. There's no air filter on this one either. You can see there's some trash down there, and I'm assuming this is the intake. See what it looks like in here. Empty. Alright, that's good. At least this one's empty. That gas tank over there, that one actually had something in it. I'm going to take that cover off of there, see if I can turn this engine over, and if it does turn over, I'll take the carburetor off and start cleaning it out. Guys, this engine is much worse off than I thought. No wonder it wasn't moving. There's so much junk inside it. So I was able to get the cover off of there, and those head bolts were extremely tight on there. I didn't have any trouble getting those head bolts off on that engine, but this engine was stubborn. I just about couldn't get the spark plug off of this engine. I don't know how that all got in here, but it's gonna be a miracle if we can get this one running too. Alright, so I decided to check the oil level on this thing, and there is not a drop of oil inside the crankcase. I still can't get the engine unseized after spraying that stuff inside the crankcase. So I'm gonna put diesel in the crankcase because I heard that can loosen things up and clean it out if it's seized up. And if that don't work, I'll put gasoline in it. Alright, check this out. That is diesel. That was clear when I put that in there. Now watch when I move the stuff around inside the engine. It looks like rusty water. It's doing a good job. I'm going to keep swishing it around and see if that'll free the engine up. Alright, so either I didn't let it sit long enough or the diesel didn't loosen anything up. I poured gasoline in the crankcase. I'm going to let it sit like that until all the gasoline soaks beneath the rings. Maybe that will free it up. Check this one out. That's oil with water. Looks like water got in the crankcase in this one. Alright, so while that engine is soaking in gas, I'll connect the spark plug from it to the wheel horse and see if it'll make that spark plug spark. I don't believe it. That one works too. Breaking news, guys. It's free. Well, not completely. I don't think that's supposed to happen. Both valves are stuck open and the piston is still top dead center no matter where I turn the flywheel. This engine's toast. I can't get this one running. You know, I wasn't thinking about this until now, but if we can't get one of those engines running, it's possible we could use some of those parts to get this engine running again. I mean, as far as I know, it's not seized up. Yeah, see, that engine's free. If I can use some of the parts from those other engines, we could probably get this one running again. This engine right here is in extremely good condition. I mean, check the inside of that. I mean, it's practically new looking. The valves don't look that good, but that's not a big issue. That'll clean itself out when it runs, if it does. Alright, so I'm actually going to have to save this project for tomorrow. I'm starting to get tired after working all day on this thing and that one too. I'm going to try to use the last of my energy to finish this thing. I may not be able to get this engine freed up tonight, but that's alright. I'll work more on it tomorrow. Alright, so while I was hammering on that ratchet again, I found the brand of this mower. It is a Wizard. I think this is probably the same brand too, although I can't tell because it looks like the sticker rubbed off of here. I don't see anything. It's starting to rain, it's getting late, and I'm getting tired, so I'm gonna have to call it a day. If you guys enjoyed it, you know what to do. If you're stopping by for the first time and you don't want to miss another one of these abandoned mower videos, please subscribe and ring the bell, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm going to upload another video about the Wizard tomorrow because I'll be working on it again. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.